Welcome to Loleventvods. These are the best highlights of today's LEC 2025 matchup.
The Orianna, but Aatrox plus the Maokai, you have a lot of
like
set.
Casantes, like Orns. That's why we think about the lane swap and what can survive and be useful in the 5v5. So now we might get that answer to the question, because Yike is poking his little head in to see what Skumond is doing. Dragging in the way of the sapling, but good damage going down thanks to the ocean. And Skumond now at half HP, and KC just take the leash. No reset, not even a soft one. Thanks so much for the first strike.
Caps is very close at level 6 on midwave. You can see just nearly there, but doesn't quite.
He's really benefited from the lane swap initiated by G2. This is the position that they wanted to find themselves in. Also gotten himself an early Bramble Vest to help in the trades on the top side of the map. And Skumond will have time to be able to cross-map and secure the grubs as Targamas makes his way towards mid.
Yike is over the wall. I was just waiting to see if all three will go over. And this would be a second objective that Skumond gets forced off, but Yike can't get too much apart from information, and Caps, with his reasonable push in mid, seems like as well he can zone him off. Quick side note as well, the auto attack from Aatrox, one of the best healing factors of the champion as well. When you auto another champion, that's what the Targa and Lebrov as they
keep your eyes on Targa right now.
That's what I'm doing, because the seismic shove came in and he gets a crash down. Caps might be in a bit of trouble. Shattering strike, poke, flash, dissonant, shockwave. Skumond though not going to charge back in. Caps lucky to be alive and no teleport. Means he doesn't want to miss out on too much of this push.
But it is a second on the objective. They have tools to both hold their position and also retake a position, simply thanks to the power of Maokai.
Oh, flash burn though from Yike. Dissonance gets movement speed. And there's no phase rush there, but now for Yike, he'll just pop on top. He'll have his own Nature's Grasp. He's going to roll and catch two. Vladdy doesn't have much available. Caps is getting poked out, but again, he might survive on no HP. The shockwave was huge, but there's not enough damage in the kick yet. It's True Shot Barrage. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. It's rolling, and it takes its first victim. G2 gets...
This is engaging as well. A very few but significant execution errors result in G2 finding an outplay and getting first blood.
How painful is it that Caps twice now has gotten out on less than 100 HP, and Casey have nothing to show for it. Quite a lot burned there, and even though grubs are being taken, which will make 3 for 3, the dragon stacking is stopped. You guys told me this is a very big team fighting composition from G2. And when you have those dragon stacks for a comp like this, it's such good news as the Zenith Blade does connect, but Targamas is going to crash out.
It's also the fact that G2 are essentially... No way.
He just spat on the grub. He spat on Yike, then the grub.
I cannot believe...
You know, with all the burst that comes out, and you talked about Maokai engage before Vedi as well, if Aatrox finds something, he resets and he goes with it, as Vedi will not be going anywhere. He's stuck in place. A shockwave hits him again. He flashes away, though. It's a good counterplay. In comes Yike and bops down Lebrov. Caps has no mana to follow up on the play.
I think it's quite awkward, because it's difficult to play into Ezreal on one side of the map just because the mobility that he has. Meanwhile, do you really feel confident?
Ooh, again, Caps is in trouble. Remember, there's no phase rush. Orianna, he's just going to be dead. There's again a solar flare, a turn is possible. Zenith played in because Lebrov has nowhere else to go. He joined into Rome and wants the ignite down on Vladdy, but he won't get it. A third kill over to
Vladdy helps keep him alive. And
so Yike, new versus the old. Bramble smash away. Call the Forge God going to be used. Vladdy is still low, but they turn for Yike. He's not tanky. He's got a Leandri's first, so he'll just talk down and chalk and meat. That's what he's made of. A shield into the wall. A shove brother as Kana is in the world ender, but he needs some kills. He needs a fast. He gets a knock up, and still Skumond in a lot of trouble, but Hans has joined in. It's a good match because Broken Blade has burnt down Vladdy. This is a carry on as KC and a choke will find a shutdown of their own. A searing charge a bit too short. Hans Summer still following, and Lebrov is now on the chase as well. With his flash, Zenith Blade is matched. A flash out before the play turns even more south.
Capitalize that. And KC, given the draft that they have, I think it makes so much sense. If you're able to burn the flash of this Orianna, it becomes a very easy target, because forcing Orianna into a side lane is just not really where she wants to be.
I think it's also interesting to see the Rod of Ages first, this tankier build coming through, instead of going for the Leandries that we normally expect, right? But I think it does end up lending itself to, hey, I'm going to be a bit on my own, I'm going to be a little bit vulnerable in this one, so that survivability is huge. But now on the Dragon, KC are in the area, though.
They are, and the poke from Kalista is very real. Low mana bar is worth looking at, but the Nature's Grasp is going to zone off G2. They get away before this turns into an engage. Second Dragon of the game over to KC, just like that.
Crucially, KC as well, so KC end up getting it. G2 will trade for the Rift Herald. And this is where they can try and at least blow open on this mid lane turret. If you can get that one down, suddenly sets you up a lot easier to try and protect Caps on the side lane, because as we've said countless times here, this Orianna on a side lane is going to be the vulnerable part of G2.
As you can see, playing up towards a Herald now, that point is kind of ascended here by the fact that he's still setting up some defensive vision, making sure that Skumond is not going anywhere soon, but as he leaves, he'll just
look at the mini-map. I see Vladdy.
And he's got the ulti. I mean, this is the point. Dagger, you've never been more right, and you're right all the time. A seismic shove, Caps gets slowed down, and after that bit of glazing, we just have to watch Caps trying to play it out, the shockwave in a 1v1, but it's gonna get outnumbered real damn fast. A Magnus Storm to stop the blast cone, and Vladdy gets what he deserves. Now Call the Forge got him in, Kliss flashes away, but he's followed to Helm's Deep. He was followed. He gets out now because Skumond is just on the turret by himself. It looked good, but he's just like the Orc running into the wall. Broken Blade now in the corner as well. He's got to get out of there somehow. But how? This Ornn over the wall wants to get out his TP. Is it there? It's cancelled. He tried to sneak out. You didn't see it in the corner of the eye, but he might be tanky, but how long does he survive this versus Leandri's Maokai and Kana now with his first item too? It's a slow death. It's like watching paint dry, but eventually you can touch the wall again. Surely. And Carter's going to get the kill. A second shutdown of the game.
But the Ornn is the first move here, so that's why G2 are on Kalist.
Well, we hold it back for now, but Kalist, it's an easy miss. The sad B flies, and Nature's Wrath is going to do a hell of a lot more. The Weaver's Wall as well, zoning them off from Broken Blade. It's on the wrong side. He's a tank who has to flash, but now for KC, they look to the left. They find Chains, and Lebrov manages to get out until the last poke. And Ignite will take the tick.
G2 keep trying to cheat with Broken Blade in towards this
time. Lebrov, wait, I don't think that won't save.
He's in the wrong place at the wrong time. A hail of arrows. Lebrov is dead in an instant.
And Dragon's up. This is the potential for the third Dragon is in base. TP nearly available for him, but I don't know how you try and fight this as G2 without Lebrov here.
Pick after pick, punish after punish. KC continues to build their lead. 3.8k is now the advantage that they find themselves with. And look at where a lot of that gold is sitting. Kana in the top side of the map, both mid and AD carry find themselves with small advantages. Atomization isn't that dramatic outside of the top lane matchup, but things are really starting to get scary for G2.
Weaver's Wall comes out yet again, and you say that indeed it is. Hans Sama now on the wrong side of dodge, followed up and dunked by Kana. He only gets shut down. He only pummels you into the ground. And KC's top laner, there is no way you can let
Vladdy and Targamas to cover a potential Anakin turn, and now they're on top side again.
And now again they're going to zone it out. Lebrov just knows he has to die for his 5th time in this grand final. A kill goes over to KC. Lebrov is dead.
To pick, and they're doing it so quickly. The vision that they have of G2 to catch Hansama of all people out was crazy. Really decisive action there from Vladdy as he cuts off the escape route from Hansama, sets up for Targamas to connect the Rel ultimate, and then Kana just closes it out. 3-0-1 now for the Aatrox, and a 2k individual lead over Broken Blade.
This is a pummeling. This is honestly the biggest.
Look at Vladdy isolated in the bot lane.
And a Call the Forge God will come out. Remember again, he has the rebirth, but a searing charge that keeps him mid-air and he cannot move any further. Will give 200 gold over. Meanwhile, KC are putting up the tempo, bringing in the push into mid, and Kana's trying to find the pick on Lebrov. Buys time, Solar Flare with the Zenith Blade as well. Kana pops the ulti though and wants to end somebody's world. It might for a game one if they find any more. As a reset imminent here, Kana looking for it as Lebrov finally gets out, this time burning his flash. G2 backing away now with the TP to bring in that rebirth Vladdy.
Oh, behind Samus from Kalist, the shockwave!
No, the shockwave is good. However, remember that under turret, they're getting bodied. Skumond runs in. Yike is happy to die here as Kana has run out of ulti. He has no chance but to go on in as a seismic shove is still good. And KC, even though it looked a little bit dicey, are trying to outplay the fight, but Hansama gets around it and defends well.
The flanking Ezreal is the deadliest.
Look at the top wave. Kana able to get that push in, has that constant side lane threat. He's looking for a potential flank right now. Caps is desperate for one more level. The 3rd point in his ultimate would be a lot of valuable damage.
Someone's going to be crying now. Engages there from Targamas. The seismic shove was brilliant as well. The King of Europe has the shockwave, but he's down. The Rebels advance and forward they march with Kana at the helm. Onto Lebrov will give yet another. As the ulti expires, it matters not. There's still a kill in his back pocket. G2 with 3, KC with 4, Broken Blade with the seismic shove. That's going to send him to hell. KC in our opening game in the finals are kicking G2's ass.
KC are painting the town with the blue blood of G2, making sure that they don't get a look in as Soul is taken for KC.
Another fantastic. Sits with a scoreline of 0-4-1, and he's going to be the target once more.
With a Nature's Grass that lines the hallways, it hurts. Karna, you're right, in the best spot at the best time. A call the Forge God might make it the worst of Solar Flare. He sent skyward. I take it back, maybe too high because Casey was still so far away.
Casey couldn't
What's
lock
called
it.
there with the lens. Power blue side there, face checking Baron as red obviously a lot harder.
I like this play. I like this play. G2 have just reset only now. KC are going to be the ones to force this because, again, they didn't expend anything. The TP is going to come through from Karna. His ultimate's about to come off cooldown, and now the pressure is back onto G2.
But how fast are going to go down with the lethality comp? You can see there, 5, 6, 5, and we're sitting at the edge now with Nature's Grasp as well. True Shot Raj going to scout it out, but it's going to be gone. No steal can do. KC run out as 5, and G2 want to punish. Right now they're valuable. As KC hold the river, still in their control. Elders spawn, they started, they try and bait.
It's a bit awkward for KC right now as they're being shepherded around. Targmas separated from his team as the Elder starts off. Look at the positioning of Caps.
It's a nuisance, isn't it? True Shot Barrage gets some damage down. That's big from Han Sama. Vladdy eats some of the fruit lettuce in the river as 6k is now the held. Nature's Grass the zone out. KC want to try and flip, maybe turn for the fight. True Shot Barrage, or rather the ult from the Ornn is disengaged from. Karna flashes and knocks down Broken Blade. And now he's got to reset. Fly, Karna, fly. Watch the Aatrox with Infernal. Once again, Rock Europe 12. Yes, Skewmon got the Elder, but it doesn't matter. There was a steal, but I think KC stole our hearts first as Hans will die on top of it, and KC open up.
Fine play from Karna, ripping apart the backline.
KC took a risk in the draft and it has paid off massively. What a game one from KC to put themselves and their names forward.
10 seconds on Broken Blades.
Let's see. I've seen enough Nexus held. True Shot Barrage, or rather change the corruption. Kralissa down. He'll survive this Solar Flare, but as Zenith's Blade in, LeBrock trying to delay. Nexus is bare. He's dead. Everyone respawning at half HP. Kalist is autoing a flash away. And KC do it in style, but they get the job done in the opening game of finals.
Of course, it's only game one, and we shouldn't jump to conclusions.